We are in the heart of Camberwell, opposite the famous Rivoli Cinemas, at a fine Italian restaurant called Orsini. Now this place has created quite a bit of fuss, and you and I are just about to find out why. Now it's time to chat food and wine. First up is food with head chef Matt Whittingham. Thank you for joining us on City Life.
Thank you for having us.
Now I just had a look at your menu and I noticed it's heavily Italian influenced, although there are a few French European styles in there as well.
Yes, I think that's reflective of the early influences of my career. And I think a lot of chefs, when they first start out at college, they're taught the French classical techniques. And later on in life we pick up other influences, in my case Italian.
Definitely, well it all looks fantastic, almost like an art form, like most chefs prefer it to be. Is that what you consider when you're preparing your food, that it is almost a display of art?
I think it is, I think it's a combination of things. Art being Latin for skill, but I think in the preparation it's mostly work. But hopefully the end product reflects the skill or the art.
Well, before I start nibbling on all of this, can you please explain what you've prepared for us? Okay.
Well, this is most people's introduction to the restaurant. This is our assaggini plate, and it's just a selection of things to titillate your palate, as it were. It's got focaccia, it's got some truffle paste, some prosciutto, some arancini balls, some seafood. This is what I would say is more of a special item entree. It's a lamb on an eggplant caviar infused with truffle oil, with a homemade focaccia, crouton and roast tomatoes. Then we move on to the main meals. Our linguine seafood is something that it's very popular here, and it contains fantastic fresh local seafood. The chicken porcini, this is probably the example of the infusion dish. It's got the Italian braised peas, but with a beurre blanc style sauce, where the French would use morels, we've used porcinis, and the crispy prosciutto on top. And finally, of course, what Italian restaurant would be complete without a tiramisu?
It's wine time now with co-owner Ruth Boniface. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, guys. Now, Ruth, I noticed all of the wines that you've selected for these meals are Australian and not Italian.
The reason for that, Colette, is that our clients appreciate and know the quality of the Australian wines. Whilst we do stock Italian wines, we find that the wines that are on our list of the Australian and New Zealand wines sell better than the Italians.
For sure. Okay, well I noticed this one, the Sauv Blanc, which is quite popular for myself. Why have you chosen to select this one with this meal?
Well, that goes with our beautiful assaggini platter, and it has a very crisp, fresh style, and we find that relates well to all of the mixes of the food that are on the platter.
Excellent. And what about this lamb dish? What have you recommended?
Oh, for this skillet we've recommended the Heathcote Estate Shiraz. It's got a sweet, earthy taste and really complements that nuttiness in the beautiful tenderland cutlets.
Excellent. And is it a white wine for the chicken here?
No, surprisingly enough, the white wines dampen people's palate with chicken, dampens the taste. So we've recommended the Diamond Valley Pinot Noir, and that complements the taste of the chicken because it doesn't diminish the taste as a white wine would.
Okay. And with the linguine, what are we drinking with that?
Oh, this is the beautiful Catalina Sounds from Marlborough, New Zealand. Very, very fresh, fruity flavour that complements the sauce and the variety of seafood in the linguine mixture.
And finally, the famous tiramisu. What are we having with this one?
Oh, it's a beautiful, very, very sweet but very smooth holic called the nectar that just allows all of the beautiful flavours of the tiramisu to glide down the throat.
Thank you very much for that, Ruth, and thank you for having us here at Orsini.
It's been a pleasure, Colette. Thank you.